and welcome to another issue of KP Knitcraft Explains It All. We're going to go over a couple of different things today. Some of it's techniques, some of it's ways to make knitting easier on yourself, and we're going to do a little bit of a safety protocol. So when you're working on a dark surface with a light yarn, it's not as hard to see. And if you use metal needles, especially a good bright nickel or aluminum, it's much easier to see your yarn on your needles. But what if you're working in a dark color? All right, let's enter black lace weight yarn. You can see that's a good deep color. This is actually called ebony, I believe. Yes, it is. And this is a lace weight. It's actually even a little lighter than lace weight. This is a 218 weight yarn. It falls into the lace category, but it's a little bit thinner than what you would find at your traditional craft store. How do you deal with the eye strain if you're not in great lighting? Well, the biggest trick I can give you for this is to lighten your background. So if you're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe grab a white towel or a lighter colored blanket for your legs, because then what you end up with is this lighter background that you can see through, and it just makes it that much easier. So if you give yourself a lighter background, it's just easier to see what's going on, especially when you're knitting lace, because you can really see through the lace to that background behind. And you can see if I pick this up off that little just sheet of paper, it makes it so much easier to see what's going on, because the paper is almost acting as a reflective surface and bringing my light back to my eyes. Now, let's talk a little bit about light. All right. If you're using the light on a table, or a directional light of some sort, you're going to have more problems working on a darker piece like this than you would in a room with light over your head. I'm sitting at my kitchen counter, and we have these little pendulum lights that hang over the counter. And if I pull this out of the way, you can see the 3 spots on the counter, and there's actually 3 of these. So these provide wonderful overhead light. If you don't have an overhead light, going to sound silly, but invest in a headlamp. Doesn't have to be one of the big spelunking ones with all of the bells and whistles. But what you want is something that you can direct the light on. Now, I have one. My husband and my boys a couple of years ago put one in my Christmas stocking as a gag gift. And I love the thing. It was the greatest thing they could have ever gotten me. I don't wear it on my head. Mostly because even if you're looking down, you probably don't have your head all the way down, so the light is not directed appropriately. I wear it around my neck, almost like a choker, and they make them where the light flips out from the base, and you can adjust that just a little bit better. But if you have good light on your work, then it cuts down on that eye fatigue. You don't want to be trying to knit black lace in a movie theater. There's not enough light on that screen to help you. Similarly, don't sit in a living room or your office with the TV on and think that's enough light. It's not. You're going to hurt your eyes. And you're going to make way more mistakes because you can't see what the heck you're doing. Now, the next time you see this piece, I'm going to be comfy in a recliner, and we'll talk about issues with lace and how to fix them.